Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel New Tips of Science and Tech. Today I am going to describe you in this category of science about the main theme, that is flower. Today's main theme is flower, so let's start our topic. So, what do you understand by flower? The flower is usually the most beautiful and conspicuous part of a plant. Such is the definition of a flower, but today we will describe a structure of a bisexual flower, and then we will move on a further description and studies on this topic. Okay, so let's start today's studies. See, जो पिक्चर आप देख रहे हैं वो है पार्ट्स ऑफ अ फ्लावर. ओके, और पार्ट्स ऑफ अ फ्लावर में हम उसे डिस्क्राइब करते हैं फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड, सेकंड वर्ल्ड, थर्ड वर्ल्ड. ये 3 वर्ल्ड्स में डिस्क्राइब होते हैं. ओके, एंड हेयर इज़ द मोस्ट कॉमन पिक्चर वी कैन सी, दैट इज़ कॉमन फ्लावर पार्ट्स. जो मैंने अभी बताया आपको, फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड, सेकंड वर्ल्ड एंड थर्ड वर्ल्ड, वो इसी पार्ट्स में यही सब पार्ट्स होते हैं. बस उनके अलग अलग कैटेगरी में डिवाइड कर दिया है, अलग अलग नेम्स रख दिए हैं बस. तो नाउ अब मैं बताती हूँ आपको डेफिनेशन वाइज. आई विल एक्सप्लेन एंड इन हिंदी ऑल्सो आई विल एक्सप्लेन द फुल टॉपिक. ओके, सो flower is a specialized shoot in which the leaves are modified into floral structures. जो मैंने बताया आपको थर्ड वर्ल्ड, सेकंड वर्ल्ड एंड फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड, सेकंड वर्ल्ड एंड थर्ड वर्ल्ड, तो वो उसमें हमारा जो मेन डेफिनेशन होती है वो यही होती है. वो फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड, सेकंड वर्ल्ड एंड थर्ड वर्ल्ड जो होते हैं वो फ्लोरल स्ट्रक्चर्स में बेसिकली कहलाए जाते हैं. ओके, सो फ्लोरल स्ट्रक्चर्स के अगर हम ब्रीफ डिस्क्रिप्शन करने जाते हैं तो फर्स्ट में हमारा आता है पहले कि स्टॉक जैसे आप यहाँ देख रहे हैं नीचे एक ग्रीन पार्ट है. मीन्स द मेन support on which the whole flower stands, means on which the whole all the worlds, first world, second world and third world stand. These are the and that is called as the stalk or pedicel. Pedicel is another name for stalk, or stalk is the name of pedicel, whatever we can say, which supports the flower. Main function, it supports the flower. Then some flowers may be without stalk. Also there may be some cases in which flowers may be without stalk, and this is called as sessile, means stalk के बिना जो flowers होते हैं sessile भी कह सकते हैं हम उन्हें. Okay, and the tip of the stalk may also be enlarged. देखो here in this video we can see, in this image basically we can see tip of the stalk जो होती है, just see that green part, enlarged part. Okay, and it is a cup like shape or somewhat like a swollen shape, and that is called as receptacle, and another name for receptacle is thalamus. Well, what is it is that is not mentioned in this. Okay, so I will take the another one, this sepals, and that is called as thalamus. You can also see this thalamus on the upper end of the pedicel. Okay, and here also you can see this is a more clear image, so I am showing you and explaining you by using this image. And this thalamus, also called as receptacle, is also called as the main base, or after the stalk, it is placed on the upper end, and so it can also be called as the main base on which the whole floral structure stands. Okay, and so now the floral parts are born on the thalamus in four worlds. That is why I spoke in the right then in the statement that all the floral structures are present on the thalamus. Okay, and these are mainly divided into 4 whorls, and there are 4 whorls, and now we will briefly describe them one by one. So first whorl is the green sepals, and here you can see the sepal word is mentioned, and this sepal is a like a leaf like structure, and which is present attached to the thalamus. Okay, and these are collectively called as calyx. Many green sepals are collectively called as calyx. Okay, and this sepals is mainly green in structure, and mainly green in structures, and sometimes they might be non green. वैसे तो वो green ही होते हैं, लेकिन कुछ flowers which we will continue in further studies, we will study that some also have are green in structure. Okay, and then the second whorl. Okay, second whorl large brightly colored, consists of large brightly colored petals, collectively called as corolla. And here we can see petals. Petals तो आप सबको पता ही होगा. Flower consists of a side होती है flowers की, like in rose, China rose, hibiscus. In every flower there are mainly petals are present, usually in every flower. Okay, and these petals are large and brightly colored, and sometimes very much attractive. Means all the petals are very attractive and very smooth, and smooth finishing. Means this is mainly the second word consists of a brightly colored one structures called as petals, and collectively petals are called as corolla. Okay, many petals are present in a flower. These are called as corolla collectively. Okay, and then the third wall. If you want to understand, then here also you can understand in this whole structure. In this image you can see sepals, and then these petals also you can see in this image. Okay, and then next word is the third word, and that is the male part. Now for the study, this is the main study on this flower, that is the third and the fourth word. Third word is the male part and fourth word is the female part respectively. Okay, and the third word, that is the male part, consists of long thread like structures, somewhat like projecting out. Here you can see the male part, and male part is often called as stamen. These are stamens, means bilobed structures which comes out of the flowers. These are and usually have ending in a bilobe tip. Okay, and these are stamens and collectively called as androecium. Stamens एक साथ जो होते हैं, जैसे यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं आप stamen, वो androecium कहलाते हैं, and male part is often termed as androecium. Okay, this androecium you can see in this also. Stamens you can see the whole part. It has been described in this also, that it has whole part stamens. Okay, and this stamens collectively called as androecium, means the male parts has two names: stamen, the main name, and also called as androecium. And each stamen consists of filament, means a thread-like structures coming out of the flowers. Here also you can see, and here also you can see, and these are called as filaments. Okay, and filaments and bilobed anther. What I told you, that it has bilobe tip. Third whole has bilobe tip, ending in a bilobe tip, and this ending in a bilobe tip is a anther. This is a anther, and anther is attached to a filament, that is a smooth and a very thin thread-like structure. Okay. So third whorl is the most important, and fourth whorl is also the most important. Third whorl, male part, called as androecium and also called as stamens, and it has bilobed anther, and anther which is attached to a filament called, and which is a thread-like structure. And anther and filament collectively called as stamens. Here in this video, here in this image we can see anther and filament collectively called as stamen. Okay, and then the fourth whorl. Fourth whorl is the female part. Okay, and female part, here female part is called as centrally located. Female part is centrally located, means it is बिल्कुल एकदम center में होता है, that is in the whole center, and it is called as pistil. Okay, and that may be formed of a single female unit called carpel, or of a several fused carpels called as gynoecium. जैसे हमने देखा थर्ड वर्ड में कलेक्टिवली कॉल्ड एज एंड्रोशियम, इसमें फोर्थ वर्ड में कलेक्टिवली कॉल्ड एज गाइनोशियम, एंड विच इज द फीमेल पार्ट एंड ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज पिस्टिल, एंड पिस्टिल इज द सेंट्रली लोकेटेड पार्ट. मीन्स here in this image also we can see centrally located is this green color part, and that is the pistil. Okay, and single female units and stigma, style, and ovary we can see here, and these are single units, and collectively they are called as pistil. Okay, and each carpel consists of a basal ovary. Now further studies. Okay, each carpel consists of a basal ovary and a middle style. See here we can see this middle style and a basal ovary and a uppermost stigma. See here stigma, this is the style, and this is the ovary. Okay, so these are collectively called as pistil, means the female parts. Now again you will revise this. Female part also known as pistil, and consists of a single female units called carpels, or of several fused carpels, and collectively called as gynoecium, and consists of a basal ovary, which is a swollen structure. Okay, and a middle style means also called as a structure. Single line means a very thick like structure in the between the flower. And an uppermost stigma is the uppermost structure that rises from ovary, towards the upper end of the flower. Okay, then now we have studied the further we have studied about first whorl, second whorl, third whorl and fourth whorl. Okay, and then now we will start studying about complete and incomplete flowers. इन सब जो हमने पढ़ा फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड, सेकंड वर्ल्ड, थर्ड वर्ल्ड एंड फोर्थ वर्ल्ड जो हमने पढ़ा, वो जो क्या कहते हैं, वो जो हमने पढ़ा उसकी और आगे स्टडीज़ करने के लिए कंप्लीट एंड इनकम्प्लीट फ्लावर पता होना ज़रूरी है कि इनमें से कौन से वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं जो और बहुत जो अनइम्पॉर्टेंट स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं. ओके, सो हेयर important structures तो मैंने बता दिए. थर्ड वोल एंड सेकंड वोल आर द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, फोर्थ वोल एंड सेकंड, थर्ड वोल एंड फोर्थ वोल आर द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड वोल आर temporary or unimportant structures. And so on the basis of this they are usually categorized in single terms, and these terms and today we will describe these terms also. And in this topic complete and incomplete flowers we describe these terms also. It is very easy. So now let's start again. A complete or a perfect flower is one which contains all the four whorls. Okay, a complete is a flower which contains all four whorls. Okay, and if one or more set of floral whorls means first, second, third and fourth whorl is इनमें से कोई सा भी एक अगर absent है, so suppose first is absent or third is absent or fourth is absent or sometimes second is also absent, and that is called as the imperfect or incomplete flower. Okay, and so now if अगर वो मिसिंग किसी फ्लावर में 2-3 whorls ज़्यादा absent हो जाते हैं तो उस पे भी कैटेगरी में हम उसी कैटेगरी पे हम उसे कंप्लीट इनकम्प्लीट फ्लावर पे डिस्क्राइब करते हैं. एसेंशियल नॉन एसेंशियल कैटेगरी में डिस्क्राइब करते हैं. एसेंशियल पार्ट्स ऑफ फ्लावर्स आर दोज दैट आर डायरेक्टली कंसर्न्ड विद द रिप्रोडक्शन, एंड दीज पार्ट्स कंसिस्ट ऑफ द स्टेमेंस एंड मेल पार्ट्स इन द कार्पेल्स एंड फीमेल पार्ट्स. सी, ये मैंने लाइन जो भी बोली इसका मतलब होता है कि मेन जो इसेंशियल पार्ट्स होते हैं फ्लावर के, ठीक है, वो जो होते हैं वो डायरेक्टली कंसर्न विद रिप्रोडक्शन, यानी वो रिप्रोड्यूस करते हैं. वो मेनली जो होते हैं वो फ्लावर्स जो होते हैं वो रिप्रोडक्शन के लिए, वो पार्ट्स रिप्रोडक्शन के लिए यूज़ होते हैं जिससे कि फ्लावर और ग्रो कर सके और प्रोड्यूस कर सके, है ना. तो वो कौन से पार्ट होते हैं? ऑब्वियसली third whorl and fourth whorl means the female and the male parts of the flower. Okay, and the non-essential, now non-essential क्या होता है? Non-essential simply the helping part. Simply the helping parts means the first whorl and the second whorl, that is the sepals, petals or corolla and calyx, that either protects the reproductive parts of the flower or makes the flower more attractive for pollination or for making the flower more colorful. Okay, so these parts and so these parts are मतलब they are non-essential, really non-essential. So if sometimes sepals or petals are not present, or we can see calyx or corolla are not present, nothing matters. But in such flowers, some flowers when reproductive parts are not present, is first, that is the third whorl and the fourth whorl, that is the main point of main point. That means it is not the good thing, and that is the essential parts of a flower. So it may also lead to some flower may die, or if they are not producing flower may die, and some other consequences can also happen. Okay, but so coming back to the point that some parts can include, and then some parts like sepals, petals, calyx or corolla are absent. Then in some cases in some cases the sepals and petals look very similar. Okay, and they cannot be differentiated from one to another, and they are called as tepals. Means in some cases when sepals or petals जिसमें absent होते हैं और absent नहीं मतलब sorry differentiate नहीं कर पाते हैं, उन्हें बोलते हैं वो very similar होते हैं, लेकिन तो वो उन्हें बोलते हैं tepals. और tepals बहुत सारे tepals मिला के क्या बनाते हैं? पेरियांथ. ओके, सो पेरियांथ. अब यहाँ पे आगे हम लोग का पॉइंट पेरियांथ. एंड पेरियांथ क्या होता है? सी, टेपल, मैंने यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? टेपल, सेपल प्लस पेटल. ठीक है, तो सेपल्स यानी हेयर यू कैन सी sepals and petals. Petals you can see, okay, petals is white colors, floral structures called as petals, okay. And when these are green in structures, they are called as सेपलॉइड पेरियांथ. यहाँ पे तो हमने देख लिया पेरियांथ क्या होता है, ठीक है. अब वो हो जाएगा ग्रीन इन स्ट्रक्चर्स. सी दीज आर ग्रीन और कलरफुल इन स्ट्रक्चर्स, दे आर कॉल्ड एज सेपलॉइड पेरियांथ. When the perianth is green like sepals, it is described as sepaloid perianth. So here it is green, or if it might be colorful also, then it can also be described sepaloid perianth, okay. And then in some other cases, when the perianth is non-green, perianth here is green and colorful, and but in some other cases where perianth is non-green, like here we can see it is white in color, and these are called as petaloid perianth. Okay, so there are two cases: sepaloid perianth, petaloid perianth. Sepaloid perianth is green in structure, and petaloid perianth is non-green, okay. And so coming to another point, that is bracts. Now you will ask, what are the bracts? And bracts is when bract is a structure when a flower arises in the axil of the leaf-like structure. That is the bract. Okay, so here you can see the bract. From it is a mean origin of the flower from where the flower's pedicel also arises, or two or more flowers pedicel can also arise, and means it is the main point from where the flower arises in the axil of the leaf-like structure. It might be leaf-like structure in somewhat it might be in the soil, means like that, okay. And so that is known as bract. Means actual definition, by definition we can say when a flower arises in the axil of the leaf-like structure, this structure is known as bract. And bract, like petaloid perianth and sepaloid perianth, bracts may also be green like ordinary leaves, or sometimes they may be colored or non-green also, okay. So here the bracts are shown green. Mostly they are green. Some means in some cases it is not green, in some cases it is green. So mostly they are green like structures, large colorful structures, okay. So suppose if we take an example of bougainvillea, is so it is easily इसको समझ लीजिए आप bougainvillea. So अगर bougainvillea में क्या होता है, it is easily mistaken for a petal. इस चीज़ को ये जो ब्रैक लिखा है यहाँ पे, इट इज़ ईजिली मिस्टेकन एज अ पेटल. ये पेटल नहीं मानते हैं इसे, उसकी जगह कुछ मतलब पेटल मान लेते हैं ब्रैक्ट की जगह, जबकि वो होता क्या है, ब्रैक्ट होता है ना. तो दीज माइट बी मिस्टेकन. एंड मिस्टेकन फ्लावर कौन सा होता है, इफ क्वेश्चन कम्स मिस्टेकन फ्लावर्स इन बोगेनविलिया, ओके. एंड सो द एक्चुअल फ्लावर इन दिस केस इज स्मॉल एंड समवॉट सिलेंड्रिकल एंड रेस्ट ऑन द इनर साइड ऑफ द ब्रैक्ट. एक्चुअल फ्लावर मैंने जो बताया अभी आपको, एक्चुअल फ्लावर यानी सी दिस रेड कलर फ्लावर, द पेटल्स एंड ब्रैक्ट्स are somewhat like same in structure, but somewhat like same in structure, but actual flowers is not like that. Where I was, but actual flowers are somewhat not like that. Actual flowers are more मतलब हाईली एकदम कलरफुल होते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा उसकी लंबी लंबी लीव्स होती हैं, पेटल्स होते हैं. लेकिन ब्रैक्ट्स स्मॉल लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स, so they can be easily differentiated, okay. So now if we start a further study, so if you are now coming on another point, now if we cut on further studies, see bract. If you go on further studies, we can see the more structures of bracts like this. Here we can see bougainvillea bract, that has bract, and then this purple color is called, this purple color leaf-like structure is known as bract, okay. And this is the flower, so if it is often mistaken like that, okay. So now bract topic, we will finish that topic bract, and then in parts of flower also, here we can somewhat like here some in bougainvillea flowers, bracts arises near the thalamus sepals, okay, and or near the pedicel here arises, okay. So now next topic, nectaries. Most flowers produce a sweet fragrant like liquid called as nectaries, okay. And nectary is always sorry, nectar is usually present at the base of the pistil. Base of the pistil means, you all know, pistil is the female structure and female part of the flower, and this is and so base of the pistil it is present, so means whole base of the flower it is present. Okay, so here we can see the nectary, and nectar is often used for pollination. In pollination is the topic of the further videos, but here also I will give you some topic, give you some points on that topic, pollination. The nectar attracts insects like honeybees. This main function of nectar attracts insects like honeybees and for cross pollination means एक pollen grain secrete होने के बाद जब वो दूसरे प्लांट पे जाता है और उसके लिए नेक्टर सेक्रेट किया जाता है, जैसे नेक्टर आए, नेक्टर सेक्रेट होए, हनी बीज आए, वो अपने ऊपर पॉलन ग्रेन स्टिक करें एंड देन दे ट्रांसपोर्ट द पॉलन ग्रेन्स फ्रॉम वन फ्लावर टू अनदर, and that is called as pollination, and that is the main function of nectary. Okay, and here it is shown a nasturtium, a flower which is cut medially to show the nectary containing a clear liquid nectar at the bottom. See, it is nectar, it is a clear liquid. here तो आपको solid दिख रहा है, but inside it is a nectar or clear liquid. Okay, ये हो गया नेस्ट्रियम, एंड नेस्ट्रियम इस फ्लावर में क्लियर लिक्विड होता है, एक नेक्टरी जो सेक्रीट होता है, और वो हनी बीज और अदर इंसेक्ट्स को एकदम ट्रैक करता है, एंड देन दे कैरी पॉलन ग्रेन्स फ्रॉम वन फ्लावर टू अनदर, एंड देन दे हेल्प्स इन पॉलिनेशन, एंड दैट इज द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ नेक्टरी. ओके, so now coming back to the next topic, now coming to another topic, that is the full description or the full review of that which we studied before, that is sexuality in flowers. Male and female and bisexual flowers are there, and male and female and bisexual flowers we will study, going to study now. Okay, so these are the parts of a flower. Okay, and then the anthers or the stamens produce pollen. Here you can see anther, and this is filament. Okay, and this the anther of the stamen produce pollen grains. Pollen grains are these yellow kind of structure, solen structure, and they are produced and which form the male cells. These pollen grains form the male cells. ये male cells बनाते हैं. Okay, and also and these male cells are called as male gametes. And then ovary, the solen structure, ovary of the carpel bears the ovule. इसमें देख सकते हैं आप ये blue kind of structures ना, and these are egg cells. देखिए mention भी किया गया है यहाँ पे, ovules, egg cells यानी ovules बनाते हैं, these ovules, and these ovules encloses the egg cell and female gamete, and this makes the female gamete. So basically this yellow kind of structures and the whole upper वाला part, ठीक है, upper part is called as, it is the male called as male gamete, and this lower part which is consisted of ovary and ovules, and this is called as and a style and stigma means whole this structure, it is called as female gamete. Okay, and female gamete, and so these are stamens and carpels are the female and female parts of the flower respectively. So मतलब जैसे मैंने आपको पहले बता चुकी हूँ, यहाँ पे आपका स्टेमन आ गया, यहाँ पे आपका पिस्टल आ गया, and this forms the parts of a flower, that is male and female respectively. मेल और फीमेल गैमेट ही तो स्टेमन एंड कार्पेल कहलाते हैं, है ना. तो बस इसमें ज़्यादा कोई डिफरेंस नहीं, बस इसमें आपका डिस्क्रिप्शन दे दिया है ओव्यूल्स का और कौन से पार्ट्स का क्या होता है, ठीक है. उसके बाद है नाउ कमिंग टू नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. अगर फ्लावर जो होता है, देर आर टू काइंड्स, और क्या कहते हैं, बाइसेक्सुअल फ्लावर्स एंड यूनिसेक्सुअल फ्लावर्स. दीज आर टू काइंड्स. ओके, सो बाइसेक्सुअल फ्लावर्स containing both stamens and carpels, that is the bisexual flowers, and also called as hermaphrodite flower. Example hibiscus, I will give you this. See, hibiscus is a hermaphrodite flower which is a bisexual flowers, and means bisexual means both stamens and carpels are present here. Okay, and a flower has only one part of these parts, that is either stamens are present, or either either female or the carpels are present. These are called as by unisexual or incomplete flowers. So there are two types of flower: bisexual and in unisexual flowers. Bisexual flowers are also called as hermaphrodite flowers, and unisexual are also called as imperfect or incomplete flower, which we studied right then. Okay, means previously in the video. Okay, and so unisexual flower contains only the which contains only the stamens is called as the male, or staminate flower means मैंने कहा ना आपको कि unisexual flower में या या तो स्टेमेंस प्रेजेंट होंगे या फिर पिस्टल्स. तो फिर हमारा यहाँ पे यूनिसेक्सुअल फ्लावर में कंटेन्स होते हैं स्टेमेंस भी, और उसके बाद जिसमें स्टेमन कंटेन होते हैं दैट इज कॉल्ड स्टैमिनेट और मेल फ्लावर. जिसमें सिर्फ पिस्टल कंटेन होता है पिस्टलेट, और फीमेल फ्लावर तो हम लोग करते फीमेल. हम लोग को पता चल गया है पूरा कि मतलब कैसे किस काइंड के फ्लावर्स होते हैं. यूनिसेक्सुअल फ्लावर, बाइसेक्सुअल ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज hermaphrodite, unisexual also called as incomplete flower. And unisexual if contains stamens, that is the male flower, then it is called as male flower or staminate flower. And if unisexual contains only the carpels, that is a female, and it's called as a pistillate flower. Okay, now if we study about neuter flower means a flower in which both male and female, that is in this flower both male and female structures are present in this flower, stamens and pistil are present. Okay, and so that is called as a pistillate flower. Okay, means sorry, pistillate no, neuter flower. An example, ray florets of sunflower, pistillate but sterile. Means sunflower, इसमें photo मैं नहीं ले पाई, sorry, but if in sunflower we will imagine, it is a pistillate flower but sterile also. Pistillate means it can mainly there are carpels present, female structure, but it is also sterile. Okay, so now today we will study about general description. We will do, if we start doing, then we will take gamosepalous and polysepalous flower, and we will do general description of the floral parts. That is, first we will start calyx, and which is the part of polysepalous and gamosepalous. Okay, calyx usually they are 5 sepals. Calyx consists of 5 sepals, and calyx is also called as sepals, as we know, as we take the parts of the flowers, and they are calyx also, and sometimes they may be less, or in the few cases even more. ठीक है, and the sepals may be free. See, there are two cases: sepals may be free and sepals may be fused. If sepals may be free, then there is polysepalous flower. Sepals free होते हैं. Sepals यानी means that base of the means the near end of the flower, near end of the petals, the sepals are present, and that is the free part. If they are free, then they are polysepalous, and if the sepals are fused, or they are arranged in some kind of structure, that is called as gamosepalous. And sometimes in hibiscus, here it is shown that there may be second series of sepals called as episepalous or called as epicalyx. Okay, and this see here episepalous, epicalyx. Here we can see sepals, many sepals are present here, this green like structure. And okay, and these are called as epicalyx. Okay, and so when the flowers open, the sepals may fall off or persist, and sepals are usually green, but in some cases they are brightly colored. See here, green are there, but they are usually brightly colored, and they are called as petaloid sepals. As in गुलमोहर, they are red. पेटलॉइड में ये रेड होते हैं, और इसमें ऐसे ऐसे गुलमोहर प्लांट अगर हम लें तो गुलमोहर में भी क्या कहते हैं, दे आर रेड होते हैं. ठीक है, गुलमोहर प्लांट में. सो सेपल्स का मेन फंक्शन अब बताती हूँ मैं आपको. सेपल्स जो होते हैं वो प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं यंग फ्लावर बड को, एंड व्हेन दे आर ग्रीन एंड ऑल्सो परफॉर्म photosynthesis. Say here they are green in structure, and they may also perform photosynthesis, that is absorption of sun energy, solar energy, and produces food. Okay, and they may perform the function of the leaves also. Okay, so today we stop here, that is on calyx, and in next video we will start doing we will start doing a corolla, that is from anther and filament. We will study further studies on anther and filament. Okay, and then we will again start our video with a new topic. Okay, and so bye bye guys, thank you for watching, and if any problem can ask in comment box, and for next topics also you can comment us. Thank you guys, have a nice day.